That is the quintessential part of everything about your builds on the endgame. Today's video we're going to go through the ones that I believe are the sigils that everyone should have on their character. Some things that I recommend for you to have once you reach the endgame. However, these are not in any particular order, and yeah, I mean, there's that. Some of them are going to be better than other ones. Some of them are going to be mandatory. Some of them you have to have them. And if I'm missing a sigil, that's probably because it's like more of a character build base. So that probably is the reason why. And if you think that we're missing a sigil here, that you think that it's a must, that everyone should have it, then be my guest and place in the comment section down below. Lots of people can learn from that. That being said, let's begin with damage cap. I don't really like damage cap. There's that. The reason for that being is very simple. Damage cap, it's a sigil that you must have that limits character building. I can tell you that I had so much more fun while traversing the rest of the mid-game towards endgame until you reach the real endgame where you start reaching the damage cap, because this is not a choice. Like, this is something that you have to have. You reach a cap, and if you want to increase the damage, you need to uncap it by using damage cap, and you're going to be forced to have at least like 4 of these guys maxed out to get them to level 60, and then a final one. If you're able to have it on a plus, it's going to be quite nice, but if you don't, it is ideal to have this thing at 60. So kind of think of this like adaptability from Dark Souls 2. It's something mandatory that limits the character builds. It doesn't allow you versatility to play with other different things, like to maximize damage, like for example attack or critical or combo or charge damage, things like that. It just limits everything, and it basically occupies some slots in that. That is to say, yes, it is one of the most, if not the most important sigil that you're going to have on the endgame, and I really don't like that. There's that. One very important one as well, and this is a little bit more random, it's War Elemental. War Elemental makes it so that your character no longer cares about which element is one, and this is a must-have as well. This is something that you must quite literally have at all times, because it's going to increase the DPS. It also raises the damage cap a little bit, so even while you have reached the damage cap, you place this thing on top of that, you have a little bit more of extra cap. It doesn't say on the sigil per se, but it does increases your DPS by quite a lot, and it's a game changer. It's also a legendary that you don't really have to upgrade. It's always going to be right there at level 15. The only bad thing about this sigil is that you have to farm for it with Curious, so you have to be very lucky with your appraisals. So yeah, there's that. Like, there's no other way of getting this thing. At least I haven't gotten this thing in any kind of mission. Supplementary damage. It's very similar to damage cap. Sometimes it increases the damage that you're going to deal based on the number of attacks that you do. You have a set percentage chance of being able to pull it off. Although this is also a little bit more situational, because it's going to be character dependent. Characters like, for example, Siegfried, which is my main, is not going to take that much of advantage of this capless kind of thing, because Siegfried doesn't attack that fast. Like, the attacks of Siegfried, they are precise, slow, and timed. But for example, think of this could be an amazing DPS changer for characters like Lancelot. It could break Lancelot real bad. That is why I don't consider for this to be more important than damage cap. If you can cap first damage cap, that's ideal, and then you can focus on supplementary damage. Although I do believe that supplementary damage is one of the sigils that also comes from Curious. I do not know if it comes from Mission, correct me if I'm wrong, but it could be the case. I mean, it could most definitely be the case. And those are, like I said, the damage ones that I think that you should have at least in your build as a mandatory thing. Of course, there are more sigils that are character based, some sigils that are very nice for each independent character, but those, like I said, are going to be character based. So we could generalize them and say that the character sigils very good. If you manage to have character sigils on your character specialized sigils, then that is something that you should be having as well on your build, at least consider it. But also, let's talk about the sigils that I don't think that a lot of people really give the importance that they should have, and like they are game changers. They are lifesavers, and I think that everyone should have them. And well, a lot of people is going to say I'm too good for that. Like, it quite literally could be the case that you are too good of a player to take advantage of the sigils of survivability, I guess, or also maybe sigils that allow you to have a little bit more versatility when it comes to providing support to the party. But Potion Hoarder, this is an amazing one because it only needs 15 levels. So if you manage to just have one of these guys right here on your builds, this is one of the ones that I should advise for you to max out as soon as possible with the blacksmith, because you don't really have to worry about having to get many of these guys. As soon as you get a legendary potion hoarder, you can go back to the blacksmith and start focusing yourself on upgrading this thing towards the maximum. It's something that you can target precisely. It is going to give you +3 green potions, +5 blue potions, and +5 mega potions. It's also going to give you +2 revival potions. That is very useful, especially on those proud difficulty quests where you are going to get one-shots at. If you have those extra revival potions, you're going to make everything so much easier for your crew. You're going to cause less critical time on your crew, but also remember that the blue potions affect every single one of your characters. So if you're playing with a good group of friends and every one of you has at least a potion hoarder maxed out in the character, that means that you have +20 potions to be healing everyone else on the crew. So I can't stress enough how amazing this is, and this is just going to occupy one sigil slot, so there is no way of going wrong with this one. Same goes for auto revive. Auto revive is going to require a little bit more to get it to level 20 and to ready the reactivation after 120 seconds. And auto revive, the one thing that I love about this thing, the one thing that I just like too much about auto revive, is that, well, yeah, there is no number of specific KOs that you can have on a mission. At the end of the day, you have to finish your critical status bar. But the thing that I like about this is that sometimes on the major quests, boss fights, there are extra rewards for not falling too many times, for not dying too many times. And if you time these guys proper, you use your potions proper, and you're overall a regular skill or a good skill player that it's playing as they should and not dying that often, it is okay to die. This guy is going to not count towards when you get a KO. What I mean by that is the KO counter is not going to count as soon as provided that you do have an extra auto revive. And if you manage to stay alive, to have this thing at a level 20 and stay alive for like 2 minutes in between your KOs, that means that you're never going to be counting towards that KO, neither to that critical damage. So even if there is, let's say, a DPS check that the party is not able to pull off, you can still immediately get back up because of that. So, and it's only going to be like, yeah, I mean, I guess that you could probably get it to level 20 to get those extra 2 minutes. But also, like 2 minutes and 30 seconds, it really is not that much. One honorable mention that I should like to point out, that I should like to mention when it comes to the survival sigils that everyone should have on the crew, it's Guts 5, which basically means the very same thing as the auto revive. And if you pair this thing up with the potion hoarder, then it is going to be amazing. What this does is that it works like kind of like the miracles in Dark Souls, although I do not know if you play Dark Souls. I do. Anyways, it prevents getting one-shots at it. So this is also quite excellent if you're fighting against one of those difficult proud endgame boss fights where you're going to miss or fail the difficulty check and you might get one-shotted. This is going to prevent from that happening. And if you have Potion Hoarder, then you're going to heal immediately back up right after that happens. And if everyone has this and the auto revives and the Potion Hoarders, it is going to take like 3 slots. You can still have like 5 for your damage caps, and then you're still going to have like 3 or more for character sigils, or for very specific build sigils like critical damage or critical hit rate or charge attack, things that are very build specific that are good for every single character. So I'd say that a perfect native build would be like stacking like 5 damage caps, 1 guts, 1 auto revive, 1 revive, 1 potion hoarder, and then add the war elemental. Like, this are the guys that I think that should be a must, at least as a base, so that you can start allocating the rest, things like the character sigils or the ones that I mentioned prior. Anyways, if you like the content, like and super appreciate it. Not you today, you're a gorgeous and beautiful person. You're indeed a gorgeous and beautiful person. I will see you got them gorgeous and beautiful people in the next one. Have a lovely day, and remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Have a nice day.